Welcome to 75 Stories, a podcast created to commemorate the 75th anniversary of Normandale Lutheran Church in Edina, Minnesota.
Well, I became a member of Normandale about maybe a year or less before we got married here. My wife, Jory, is a childhood member here. Her father, Skip Goodmanson, worked here, and her sisters grew up here. We were married here in '88, many years, 37-ish, if I'm doing my math right, this fall. So I guess that's half of the 75 years we've been here. It's home. Being involved in Normandale early on in our marriage meant a lot of the kid stuff. We raised the kids through Miss Oliphant's choirs all the way through into David Clark's choirs. The kids were involved all the way through, and of course confirmation, and they were confirmed here. As the kids got older, then we started doing other things with the church, just the two of us. Seen many changes. Like I said earlier, it's home, so as things change, you just go along with it and you become part of it and see different pastors come and go and do whatever I can do to support, including lately doing a lot of work around the church. I have built a few things for Brent and tried to make things for the kids down in the blessing place and so forth. As an adult, I've lost a lot of family members. The loss that hit me the hardest was probably my brother Kevin. He died in '18 after an accident with a drunk driver. And the shock of it was just hard to deal with. It was right about that same time that I went to one of the men's retreats. And I just happened to sit at a particular table. I knew some faces. And I went there not necessarily just because of Kevin's recent loss, but because I just wanted to get to know names and faces more of the men in the church. After that weekend, one of the guys at the table said, this was great. Maybe we should do something on a regular basis. So the six of us started meeting on a monthly basis. Dealing with grief and processing grief, for me, sort of comes down to life throws you curveballs and you just deal. But that's not always the way it can be handled. We had a really good support group within our family, right? My other two brothers and my wife, my kids, and so forth. We were all feeling the pain of Kevin's death, but having specifically the guys in the grief group, and I'll include Pastor Paul in that because he and I would have one-on-one conversations and pray about the situation, but just having those guys to open up with in a real meaningful, truthful way and having them care really was helpful. I don't know all the names. I've been here a long time, and maybe I should know more, but I do know faces, and they know my face. And just to give a head nod, hi, have a great day, good to see you next week. Those just reinforce the community of Normandale and of our faith. The reason we brought our kids up in Normandale, not just because of our faith, we wanted them to have that foundation of faith. And I think the foundation of faith is what a church like Normandale does for us.
We are so glad you joined us today here at 75 Stories. If you'd like to share your own story, please contact Christy Shepard at kshepard@normluth.org. Join us next week for another story, and share this podcast with your friends and family. We are all part of the Normandale community.